Number 6 says find f minus g. F is x squared minus 3x subtract g. And g is 1 plus x. So I have nothing to distribute here, so I have x squared minus 3x minus 1 minus x. These are like terms, so they can go together, and putting them in order, x squared, highest power, down. Minus 3x minus 1x is minus 4x, subtract 1. So that's what f minus g is. Now it says do f times g, so I'm going to have x squared minus 3x times 1 plus x. So if I take x squared times 1, I get x squared. X squared times x is x cubed. Negative 3x times 1 is negative 3x. Negative 3x times an x becomes negative 3 times x, which is negative 3x squared. I have x squareds in 2 places, so I can combine those terms, but I'll start with the highest exponent first, x to the third. Minus 3x squareds plus 1x squared is minus 2x squareds minus 3x. Find f of x plus h minus f of x. Find the difference quotient, which means of f. F had x squared minus 3x. So in place of the x, I got to go x plus h squared minus 3 times, in place of the x, still an x in this. X is in 2 places, so I got to put x plus h in both of those places. That's f of x plus h minus f of x is the original one. F of x, x squared minus 3x over h. Now x plus h, quantity squared, is x squared plus xh plus xh plus h squared. So I've got x squared plus 2xh's plus h squared for this. Then I have negative 3 times x and negative 3 times a plus h, so it's negative 3h. Then I have minus to this whole thing, so that's minus x squared. The minus of minus is plus 3x over h. Now the x squared and the minus x squared cancel. The minus 3x and the plus 3x cancel. And I'm left with 2xh plus h squared minus 3h. Each one of these is divided by h. So I can either take and cancel one of the h's in each one of those, or I can factor an h out of the numerator. H times 2x makes 2xh. H times a plus h is h squared. H times a negative 3 is negative 3h. Divided by h, and the h's cancel, and I get 2x plus h minus 3. D. Some people just went on autopilot. It says g divided by f. G is the 1 plus x. F is the x squared minus 3x, but we're supposed to put 2 in for the x's on this. So we're going to get 1 plus 2 over 2 squared minus 3 times 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 squared is 4 minus 6, so that's 3 over negative 2. Seven. I'm going to write this larger, so we have h of x equals negative 2x quantity squared plus 3. So I got stuff working inside the parent function and stuff outside the parent function. The parent function looks like 0 squared is 0. 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. And so it looks like this. Now, you can either deal with the stuff inside or the stuff outside first. I'm going to choose to do the inside stuff, and since it's working on the x, and there's only one thing in there working on the x, the 2 times the x, and anything that's working inside works opposite, so 2 times sounds like it should make it twice as wide horizontally because it's in the x direction. It actually makes it half as wide. So instead of going over 1 to get to 1, I go over a half to get to 1. Instead of going over 2 to get to 4, I go over half of 1 to get to 4. And those points and half of 0, 0, so you should have those points clearly marked on your graph. And so the 2 on x compresses horizontally by 1/2. So it's half as wide. Sorry, that was down too far there. We'll raise it up. Okay, now, so I took care of that. Now I've got the minus, which is like a minus 1 times this, and a add 3. On the outside, you do the same order as the order of operations. And on the outside, multiplication comes before addition. So you should do the minus 1 first, which flips it over the x-axis. It takes all the y values and makes them negative. So the y value at 0, 0 is 0, so that stays there. But at a half, it's 1, so it becomes minus 1. And at 2, it was 4, so it becomes minus 4. And those places should be clearly marked on your graph. And enough marked here to know what the units are. Just like I have 4 up here and 1 there. Mark your units. So the negative flips vertically over x-axis. Now you didn't have to say vertically if you said over x-axis, because then it has to be vertically. Okay. And then, so we've taken care of the 2 and the minus, and now we do the 3. And the 3 says add 3, so we move it up 3. So there's the explanation, so I'll have to move this up 3. 1, 2, 3. And if I move over a half, it's down 1. That's what it was here and here. If I move over 2, it's 4. And those should be clearly marked on your graph. I shouldn't say over 2, over 1. And so that's 1 there. Okay? So that was the 8 points on that one.